are joined today by the amazingly talented Dennis the Menace Wahome, who holds a perfect record of 7 wins and 0 losses. Dennis, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for joining. Dennis, just tell us a little bit about your life just before boxing. We understand you ended up having to look after your younger sisters growing up. Did that carry a lot of pressure?
Yeah, I don't know, I think at the time, yeah, looking back on it now, I guess it did. But at the time, I kind of just had to get on with it, if you know what I mean. Because I had to get them into college and stuff like that. They had to finish and so that they could go through and go to uni. So those were the pressures. And plus, at the same time, I had to stop going uni and then I started working.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask you about that. So you left uni. Is that you left slightly early? Didn't? Yeah. 2
years in.
Yeah, and then you pursued your boxing. How are you feeling about that decision now? Do you think that was the right choice? Any regrets, or are you feeling like you've made the right decision?
Nah, no regrets. I mean, I made the decision at the time because it was kind of like my only options that I had. But I don't have any regrets. I feel like I made the right choice. So like everything's going pretty well. So I think it was what was meant to be.
Yeah, good.
Well,
your record certainly shows.
Go ahead, Sham.
No, I was just going to say your record certainly shows that, it sounds like the right choice. With 7 straight wins.
So following on, you turned professional quite late, so a bit around 28, 29?
Yeah,
why so
it was 27 actually.
Oh, 27.
Yeah, I never really had, I don't know, I never had intentions of turning professional because I did like Olympic Taekwondo before, and then the boxing was just something to take me to the side, to just something to do as a pastimer. And then I started training with my current coach, Xavier Miller, and we had a lot of amateur fights, and it was his idea to maybe start thinking about turning professional. So after my last elite fight, I just figured, I was going to turn pro.
And then, so how many fights did you have at amateur level? Were there, and how did your amateur career go, would you say?
It was, I think I had 26 or 27. It was pretty good. It was enjoyable. I had a lot of fun. I had some pretty good fights as well. It was a great learning experience, actually, to be honest, looking back at it now. Thinking about where we are now, I think I needed the experience that I had in the amateurs. Yeah. Okay.
And so your nickname, is it Dennis the Menace or is it Dennis Lights Out? Which one is it?
It's Dennis the Menace. I was in the amateurs, I was running with both, but then I met one coach, Don Charles, and he's the one who actually gave me Dennis the Menace. So then I just stuck with that one.
Okay. Cool. Makes sense. Yeah. And you had your pro debut 2017 against Alex Baza. Well done for your win. So what did you say you learned from that first professional fight that you've been able to take into the fights that you've had since then?
Well, I remember the emotions are different that you go through on the first night. So everything's different, and then like preparation's different. Like coming out, you see so many people. I know it's hard to imagine it now, but when you come out, like everyone's there. So you kind of have to be able to handle that as well. It's a whole mental thing. So I think the pressure I was able to handle, and what I learned from it was how to control a lot of emotions and how to focus and do stuff what needed to be done. Yeah.
So you're trained by Xavier Miller. What's your relationship like with him as a trainer?
It's very interesting. It's professional, but it's more to like, because I've known him for so long, because I knew him since since I was going through what I was going through and everything, and he was more, to me at the time, more like a father figure than anything, because we weren't really, like at the time I met him, I just kind of like transitioned. I was moving clubs and stuff like that, and yeah, like he was just, I don't know, he was a lot more understanding of where I was coming from and my background and stuff like that. So to me, like right now, I'd say it's still more of like a father son, but trainer. Um, it's professional. It's very professional. When it's boxing, it is professional.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good. And you were lined up to fight Liam Dillon
Yeah.
earlier on this year, and that was postponed. Have you got any idea of when that might be rescheduled to?
I do not, to be honest with you. I think from what I'm hearing, it's meant to have been pushed to maybe say May onwards, maybe even September times, because nobody knows what the current stage or how things are going to be later on down the line. So I think we're kind of having to see how things go from here on, and then before we get any certain dates. But I'm still, that's still the fight that's in my head. So it happens when it happens.
Yeah. Well, do keep us posted here at Boxing and Bantz if you get a new date for that one.
Yeah, 100%.
So your gym mate Yusuf Kamari, he previously fought Liam Dillon. Did you take away any lessons from the fight?
Yeah, a lot actually. Yusuf he's a really skilled. Like I've known Yusuf actually quite a long time as well. Like from when I first started boxing, that's when I met him. From the amateurs, even before I got into fighting in the amateurs. So I've known him like since I started boxing, and we've done quite a few spots. So I know he's really talented and he's very skilled. I learned that Liam wasn't looking to lay down that night, even though he was getting hit with like a lot of really clean shots. So it's interesting to see, because I know Yusuf's also a hard hitter. So I don't know, it was just interesting, and it made me think like maybe it's not necessarily going to be a one punch result. Maybe you have to wear him down or something like that. Just do the rounds the smart way. But to me, Yusuf won that fight.
Yeah, definitely. We spoke with Yusuf before as well, and we we were in agreement that he took that fight.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
So Dennis, who's your dream fight with? If you could fight anyone in the world, who's that?
Oh, I like Shakur Stevenson. If I was to say, yeah, it'd be him.
And how do you see that fight going? Your mind's eye.
I don't know, but I just like it because it seems like it would present like a really great fight. Like he's southpaw, I fight southpaw. He's very skilled. I myself am skilled, so it's like I think it'll be a great chess match.
Agreed. So have any boxers had a major influence on your fighting style, would you say?
Yeah. When I started, I was watching a lot of Tyson, a lot of Mike Tyson and Sugar Ray, but I based my style off Sugar Ray Leonard a lot, and Tommy Hearn. So those two are the ones that I would say have molded me to kind of like what I do right now. So I've tried. Sorry
to cut you. Can I just ask, Mike Tyson, what did you take from him?
Oh, it was his early stages. It was his head movement, his just his speed, and a lot of how he was moving around in the ring. Yeah, because I would take that and then I'll just try and go and practice it. If I did some sort of sparring, I would just try and practice the head movement. And then with Leonard, it was his footwork and just his hand speed as well.
Okay. And so you mentioned just before as well that you're southpaw.
Yeah.
You naturally left-handed?
No.
Oh, wow, okay. That's interesting. So does that mean you can switch it up to orthodox as well when you need to?
Yeah, 100%. Like I can punch pretty much with both hands the same way. But primarily I prefer to fight southpaw.
Do you think it makes it a bit more awkward for the orthodox boxers when you're in southpaw stance?
I have noticed it does, and yeah, because I can fight both styles. So for me, it's not really an issue. Like I've had fights with southpaws where at first I thought it might have been a bit tricky or something, but I didn't really find it too hard. I didn't find it hard, so it was all right.
So Dennis, out of all your 7 professional fights, which one had to be the toughest one yet?
I forget his name, but I fought one guy. I think it was like my first fight, my first 6-rounder, and I think he was definitely coming to try and put me out. But it was a really good lesson actually, because I learned a lot from different things, because I was going through something that time, and it was my first 6-rounder, and it was a hard fight, and I figured I learned how to put certain things behind me and how to focus on what's really there, and it showed me that the fight game was really real. So yeah, I was glad to be able to come through that one. That was, I forget his name, but I will remember. I think his name is Dennis as well. But yeah.
Okay.
But I do know it was my first 6-rounder though. That's what I remember.
Okay. We'll have a quick look on your box record.
Yeah, I think his name might be Alexander or something.
Okay. Okay. So Dennis, I've got one final question for you. Very crucial question.
Yeah.
Tonight, Mike Tyson or Roy Jones Jr.?
I really like them both, but I would have to pick Roy Jones.
Oh wow, okay. I'm hearing a lot of people say that actually.
I think, I don't know, Roy Jones is just, plus he's been more active, isn't it? I mean, it sounds crazy, but he's been more active than Mike Tyson has been in like the past couple of years. So like Roy Jones has actually been having fights. So I don't know.
And then what about Joyce or Dubois?
I would say Joyce, but if Dubois does catch him, then I think it will be an early one. But I'll go with Joyce on that one.
Why Joyce? Is that like his experience? I know he's had a bigger amateur career than Dubois.
I think so. Yeah, I think he understands the game a little better.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like he knows what he's doing, but then there's always the threat of Dubois just catching him with a really clean shot, and then heavyweight is a different game, isn't it?
That's it. One punch and
yeah.
Indeed.
Who are you guys going with?
I said Dubois.
Yeah.
I also said Dubois, but I'm saying I think it will be. I don't think it will go to points. Actually, I think Dubois will possibly take a knockout in the later rounds.
Yeah. What, like 8?
9 onwards. I think this is gonna go a distance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We shall see.
What about Tyson and Jones?
But listen,
Tyson.
I think Tyson's not going to play by any rules because they've set so many rules for this fight.
He never does.
He's a rebel.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not going to say.
I agree with you, Dennis. I think Roy Jones Jr. is going to take it, but that's just, Mike Tyson is actually one of my favorite boxers of all time. But from what I've seen, in terms of their preparation, the shape they're in, all of that sort of stuff, I feel like it's Roy Jones Jr. tonight, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm actually interested. I'm going to watch that and see how that pans out. Do you know what time it's starting?
Well, it will be, 3-4 in the morning, something like that.
Yeah.
US time.
Yeah, I'm not really on that. I'll just catch it.
No.
Catch it in the morning.
Yeah.
Listen, Dennis, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Best of luck for your future fights. Tell the people where they can find you on social media and any shout outs to your sponsors.
Yeah, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at Dennis the Menace Wahome. Shout out to all my sponsors, especially Juicy Kicks, Ealing Timber. Oh, sorry, Ealing Timber. Flipping. Sorry, there's quite a few. There's Tiger Bay. Yeah, shout out to all my sponsors. Sorry, I can't get them all off right now, but yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much again, Dennis. And we are Katie and Sham at Boxing and Bantz. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, guys.